What's going on, guys? This is actually week 9 of the Laces Out podcast. Here with me, we got of course, we got Waterboy. What's going on, man?
Not a lot, man. Just getting ready for week 9. How you doing?
Hey, can't be better. I mean, a lot of big games for me coming up in the 3 leagues that I'm in. So I'm kind of nervous. I think I made the right moves on playing who. So we'll probably talk about that a little bit later on today. But yeah, man, I definitely got to win out here in one of my leagues. What about you?
Hey, me too. Me too. I need to start getting some W's on the board in a bad way and mainly stop shooting myself in the foot. I'd be a little further ahead if I'd make a little better managerial decisions. But, you go with what you think, and here we are. So I'm hoping for better things ahead.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I started out like really awful in our league that we're in, and I'm now starting to get some wins. I'm starting to come back, which now I need to start, keep it rolling. But in my other leagues, I started out really well, and now it's starting to go downhill. So it's kind of just like a little switch for me in my league. So you hate to see it, but hey, it's fun. It's all fun. But
oh yeah, definitely.
Now, I was solo dolo last week, just kind of briefed up on everything in week 8. But, week 8 games are past now. We got to see what happened. Any highlights or any player that stand out for you in week 8?
In week 8? Man, if I had to pick somebody, and it's going to go back to a little bit of what we discussed last night, is man, Mr. Cup and Stafford. I just can't believe that they're rolling along like they are.
Yeah.
You think somebody would key off on him by now, but he still gets open in the field, and Stafford just, looks for him, I think, day and night.
Yeah. Yeah, he's shifty. Cooper Kupp is one of those receivers that you look at him, just, he's just short. He doesn't look like anything special. He's not like a DK Metcalf or AJ Brown build, right? You've seen those guys with their, working out and stuff. It's unreal. When you look at Cooper Kupp, you're like, probably easy to tackle. That dude looks like one of the hardest guys to tackle in the NFL right now. Like, he's breaking tackles with ease and just slipping through. Very shifty. Like, he's a great receiver. And Stafford's using him to his full ability for sure. Do you think that lasts? Do you think eventually they're going to have to come down? Like, what are you thinking on that?
You would think, but we're going into week 9, and I think he has, it's 10 or 11 touchdowns on the season. Mr. Cup does. So, at this point, we're at the halfway pole. So, I don't see it stopping. I really don't see it stopping. They got a connection. And really, that whole Rams offense, they are rolling right now.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not like they had a pretty easy schedule so far. Besides, they went up against the Bucks and handled business there, and then it's just, well, not there. It was actually a home game for the Rams. Same thing with the Cardinals, though. They still, they lost that game, but still put up a fight, and that's whenever we're like, who's the best in the, the National Football League? Is it, the Cardinals or is it the Rams? And when the Cardinals won, I was like, I don't know. But then win. Seahawks, Giants, Lions, Texans. Like I said, it's a little bit easier schedule, but from here on out, they don't really play anybody besides the Cardinals and Ravens really coming up. So, yeah, I see Cooper Kupp just as a fantasy football winner in your league. If you have him, hold on to him unless you like somebody in our league who does right now he's in trouble right now, Waterboy. He's in trouble. And I think
in trouble. He needs some help. Not gonna lie, maybe he's holding out a glimmer of hope that Kupp will just start scoring 4 touchdowns again.
Hey, right now, you can't put it behind him. I think he's the captain's going to go down with the ship. Cooper Kupp's got him as far as he was, and he's like, you know what? If Cooper Kupp wants to put 4 touchdowns a game, let's make it happen. But yeah, that was a to touch up on the Rams in Stafford. We made a bet actually. You want to talk about that bet?
Yeah, we can go over how y'all are going to lose. I have no
Oh
worries.
man, come on. All right. Well, before we get on the details, you guys did get to pick first, okay?
We did
But
because we are the losers from last year's bet. So don't
right,
don't forget
which
that. We were the
on record
losers.
we're 1-1, so we were losers the very first year we did this. We started doing this tradition. Last year, the Hail Marys and myself finally got the win. We celebrated with a feast last night, which was amazing. I mean, I love the wings. That's my favorite food. Appreciate it, and hopefully next year we could probably repeat the same thing and do it again. But I'll let you guys know our side of the bet this year. But first, Waterboy and our boy Bobby did pick Stafford and Cooper Cup, who we were just talking about how I don't think they're going to slow down. I'm with you. I mean, like I said, only play 2 tough defenses for the rest of the season. They're looking good right now. So, who do you have to pick against that? I mean, who would you have picked besides Stafford and Cup? If you had to play against Stafford and Cup, who are you picking? Because you already know who we picked.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, y'all went with a good decision. I don't know. I don't know if I would be that scared to go up with Dak and CD Lamb and see what you
That's
get
not
out
bad.
of it. I mean, they're really forming a good connection this year, and I think it's going to blossom a little more. And they're in that putrid NFC East, so they got a lot of easy defenses coming up. I don't know if I wouldn't go with Mr. Dak and number CD coming on strong with them.
See, and the one thing that bothers me on that kind of level, why we probably didn't go that way, well, for my reason, would be just because there's so many different targets that Dak throws to, and talented receivers as well. With Michael Gallup is coming back, or he might have came back. I'm not really sure on that. But, you got Amari Cooper there and CD. So that's where, and then Dalton Schultz has been showing out. So it's like, they got a lot of targets, and I'm a little nervous that CD Lamb, like maybe 1 week, just might not get enough. So I like those like star receiver only kind of teams, like who we picked. By the way, I'll get it out of the way. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs against Stafford and Cooper Cup. So Josh Allen's looking great. Diggs not so great yet. I mean, he's got a touchdown last week, which was nice. But I don't know, man. It really comes down to see if Diggs can step up and get on Cooper Cup's level. But I will say, basically the schedule looking from here on out, it looks really good.
Subscriptions with your unlimited plan.
For Diggs and Allen?
Yeah, for both teams. So, but for Diggs and Allen, yeah, I have Diggs in the UCFL league, and I've been looking at his schedule, and it looks real nice. Plays Miami, I'm pretty sure again. Houston, I'm pretty sure is coming up. Just some terrible over the top defenses. Indianapolis, same way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that bet. I think it's going to come down to the wire, or maybe whoever gets hurt.
Yeah, and I really hope an injury doesn't derail it like last year. I mean, with last year y'all had Mahomes and Hill, and we had Kyler and Nuke.
Yep.
It come down. I think we went over it last night. We were within about 18 or 19 points at the end of the season. So a solid bet overall for a season. You can't be mad about close competition like that at all.
No, I enjoy it, and that's why we were a little late on this bet, I guess, this year. But I'm glad we still got to keep the tradition alive, and now we'll see who gets a free dinner next year. But anyway, yeah, man, it's always a good time. Week 9 is coming up. It's actually here. We just watched the Jets and Colts last night. The Colts stomped the Jets. I mean, even though the star quarterback for the Jets did get hurt, Money Mike, but still not enough to handle Indianapolis Colts. I mean, the run game over there, Nyheim Hines looked good, and of course, you're not going to forget Jonathan Taylor just putting in work for the last few weeks as well. So What did you think about that game last night?
Man, I would have really liked to see Money Mike stay in the game, but man, another week and another Jets quarterback comes off the bench and sets career marks. I don't know what you can chalk that up to, Mr. Josh Johnson's first 300-yard game, and less that interception with just under 2 to go right there. I think they was around the 8-9 yard line. They would have got within one score and a timeout left, and who knows, maybe onside kick. Would have made it entertaining, but I couldn't believe the Colts let them almost get back into it like they did. But Mr. Taylor, man, he's proven his worth right now. I think 200 yards last night, so he's rocking and rolling. And Wentz didn't look bad after that decision he made the week before with that. I don't know what the hell kind of pass you call that when he gave up the INT at the end of the game. But, just the Jets look like they got a little bit of life to them. I think in saying that, it makes fighting for dead last. I'm not sure if it's the Jaguars or Texans right now because the Jets have a little more pep in their step and a little more game to play.
Yeah, true. I agree. And, could send it better. But Johnson was unreal. Coming in, I was like, I think I remember him from Tampa, like when he played for the Bucks, but it's not like he played really. I think I've seen him preseason only play or something. It's crazy. He threw 3 touchdowns last night. Unreal. But moving forward onto this weekend, any games really that you're really interested in?
Man, I want to see this. The Vikings and Ravens. I don't know why. I don't have a lot of dog in the fight in either one of them, but I want to see if Cousins can make up for what he done last week, which was fall flat on his face. So this week traveling to Baltimore, Baltimore, the run game's in shambles. Is it going to be Murray's out, so you got the Freeman, you got Le'Veon, you got Williams. Who's going to have the run game going on? And then on the other side with the Vikings, the center, he's out with the COVID.
Yep.
So is that going to affect their run game, which they try to establish and not rely on Cousins, or is Cousins going to put it on the line and bring Mr. Maybe Jefferson? He's going against Mr. Marlon Humphrey, so that's going to be
and Marlon Humphreys, he also got embarrassed by Jamar Chase last time he played. I think he's out for blood. I think he's going to lock down JJ. I think for the receiving core, it's going to be Thielen this week. I think so.
It's going to be Thielen.
And like you say, the center out, the run game might not be working, so they might have to throw a lot. And if JJ shut down by Marlon Humphreys, then but who knows? Right now, Marlon Humphreys might be in a slump right now because Jamar Chase torched him. And he would even say it too. He even said, he gave credit to Jamar Chase. He won that battle that Sunday.
He could, and Thielen might be the man. I think Ravens are kind of almost in that Tampa Bay category. They're a pass funnel defense. They get thrown on about 68% of the time. So it could come to that. And maybe you got KJ Osborne. Maybe he'll have a good game this week. I don't know. I'm hoping for a high scoring affair in Baltimore. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe Bateman. Maybe he'll continue on because Brown's going up against Breland. That's big time in Brown's favor.
Right.
Mr. Hollywood, he's going to probably school him.
I think they're popping off. I think Lamar is going to I think he's going to go off, and I think Marquise Brown's going to be with them on that little duo because Vikings really haven't been showing much, great defense, for passing deep at least. And Marquise Brown, that's his bread and butter. I'm going to go deep. Lamar just hit me. So I think we're going to see at least 1 or 2 of those by Marquise Brown. I mean, he's been putting himself in touchdown situations a lot as well. I've been watching every game, and even the game that you really see not the best numbers, he had a terrible game that game. He had just dropped wide open touchdown passes. He had 2 of them. He dropped. So if he
Yep.
catches those 2 passes, he might be in the top 5 receiver right now for points. So it's kind of crazy to think
field
that.
goal game against the Lions you're speaking of.
Yep.
Yep. What kind of game do you got on your radar this weekend?
Well, I think I'm gonna have to go. I was thinking I gotta do it. Packers and Chiefs, because the Packers do not have Aaron Rodgers. Who are they gonna lean on? I think Aaron Jones. I don't think they're going to give the reins just yet to Jordan Love. Obviously, he's going to be playing. I just don't think he's going to be in control of the game. I think it's going to be mostly coaching decisions. No one really has seen Jordan Love play a snap really much besides preseason this year. So I know a buddy Billy. Shout out to Billy, Packers Revolution, big Packers fan, and he has no idea what he's going to look like. So if a Packers fan doesn't even know what your backup quarterback looks like, who knows? I think it's a 50-50 chance this week. The Chiefs have not been playing well. I'm sure you're aware. You're as a Chiefs fan yourself. They have not been playing well, sneaking out wins against the Giants. It's just they just haven't been looking good. I think people have figured out Mahomes, but also, I don't know. It's the Chiefs. We've seen what they can do. They got the talent. What do you think about this game, Waterboy? Because I'm really interested in this game.
You said, Jones, I see a bunch of A.J. Dillon again, just trying to just hammer them to the end of time. I mean, it's really going to be a running game on the Packers' part because the Chiefs defense can't stop it.
Yeah, I think you might see a two-headed monster on is it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday 4:25 p.m. On Fox. But yeah, I see AJ Dillon as well. I like that look as well.
He had a big game last week. They were feeding him pretty steady, so I could see that again this week. Just trying to take it out of Love's hands. I could be wrong, or maybe they
might let it rain.
Showcase since the defense is not good. Let's see what we have in Mr. Love. Let him chunking around the yard.
Right. Well, and the Chiefs playing at home, their defense, they come alive when they're playing in Arrowhead. So it's going to be tough for, I want to say rookie. Obviously, he's not a rookie, but the backup is he going to pop off and keep the Packers rolling on that? They're 7-1 right now. They are looking great. Besides even the setbacks last week we saw with people being on the COVID list. Obviously now Rodgers on it this week, so it's kind of tough. And speaking of Rodgers, he's in a whole dilemma right now. Who knows? Will he come back? Are they suspending him for this kind of crap? Like I don't know.
Yeah, hard to tell. Everybody's using the word disingenuous. I mean, it's not that. He just lied. He said he was vaccinated, which I could care less if you are or not. But,
not even though.
And make your stance and be proud of what it is.
Yeah, but not even though. He said that he had, the antibodies or whatever it was, or he's immune, or he bumped. Cutting out a little bit, Waterboy. But yeah, what I saw, it was him getting it to where he was just saying I'm immune or something like that, and he didn't really technically say I'm unvaxxed. So I don't know. Yeah, obviously on the sidelines, not wearing a mask and stuff, but also the Packers organization knew it as well. So why are you grilling us? Just the player. It's kind of a tough situation in that, but either way, I think this game is something to highlight. Are the Packers coming together as a team, or is it just we just lost a Waterboy? Or is it just Rodgers? Is Rodgers just putting the team on his back? So I'm definitely excited about that, guys. maybe we might see Waterboy come back here. I told him, you know, he said he's out in the middle of nowhere right now, so he's gonna have some tough reception right now. But if we can get him back in here, it'll be great. If not, we'll keep moving it along. I do have everyone's pick for the boom or bust, so we can get into that as well. And Waterboy's back with me. What's going on, man?
Trying to get back in there. I heard you. I left you there. I cut out.
Yep. Yeah, it went robot on you just 5 seconds ago, but as soon as you ended your sentence, I could hear you better. So I think you're good now.
Try again. Yeah, I was saying, East Rogers is in a dilemma again.
Yeah, I mean he's just in a dilemma right now. All right. Well, I think we're having some technical issues on Mr. Waterboy's end, so we're just going to move along, guys, to the boomer bust, which is everyone's favorite part of the show, obviously. Let's go ahead and get into it. I have the records. I'm kind of ashamed to show it on screen. I'm going to do it. There you go. The boomer bust records right there. Discounts was myself, 6 and 10. J-Bunk, 3 for 13. Waterboy 3 for 7, and Hexorcist came out of nowhere, now 7 for 7, looking right now as the best record on the board as of week 8. Well, week 9 is here, Mr. Hexorcist. So let's see what the picks are today. I will have to pull it up by just showing you guys our chat. So let's see who we have here. Let me go back. Boomer busts. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So, let me scroll up. There we go. Hexorcist, who's 7-7, is saying Woods, who's projected 11.7, is going to boom, and the bust is going to be George Kittle, which he's actually projected 10.3. Waterboy, who just left us a little bit ago, he said his bust is Darrell Henderson. We don't know his numbers yet. He didn't put them in there, but his boom is Lamar Jackson. We did talk about him going to boom, so there you go. He's putting it into action on the boom or bust projections. J-Bunk, who's not here with us also tonight. Boom is Darren Waller and bust is Travis Kelce. I think he's trying to send a message to Hexorcist, who just basically made a trade with Waller and Kelce. So very that's just like J-Bunk right there. Letting them know. My boom is Derek Carr. He's projected 17.8. And my bust is Justin Jefferson at 14.5. And that is it. But Derek Carr, I mean, he's been looking good when he plays. I think he's going to be all right. Going up against the crappy Giants defense. Obviously, the run game is going to be a part of it. So you'll see Josh Jacobs as well. But I still see Derek Carr without Henry Ruggs, obviously, the stuff that just happened with him. That's another dilemma that happened. We're not going to get into that just because we're running low on time. But now you just got Brian Edwards and Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, and Darren Waller. Darren Waller's always their number one guy, so look forward to him being a big play. But obviously, who's throwing him the ball is Derek Carr. Derek Carr has been looking good, so we'll see what happens there. And then my bust was Justin Jefferson. I'll explain that as well. Obviously going up against Baltimore, he's going to take away. I already talked about it a little bit earlier with Waterboys. Marlon Humphreys is taking away the number one receiver, Justin Jefferson, this week, in my opinion. That's why I say he's a bust. But boom possibility, Adam Thielen. Even if they do get something going, I see Adam Thielen being their guy if they do go in the air. So look for that. King Chris is over here on YouTube. I appreciate everyone who does watch these videos. Leave a like if you haven't already. It does help out a lot. it shows me that you guys are liking these episodes, which is cool. But King Chris just said Kenyon Drake is a boom. So, and I also see him doing well. If you're in a pinch, play him. But, it's going to be a small boom chance. But Josh Jacobs obviously is going to be the guy who's going to be ground and pounding. But Kenyon Drake is their guy for the pass catching. So if that game is close or something and they're going to need a drive, or if they're down, who are they going to go to? Obviously they're going to be in a lot of third down situations, Kenyon Drake. So I can see it, but I'm not going to count that as mine. But if King Chris is saying Kenyon Drake's a boom, just letting you guys know. But anything else in the chat, if you guys want to ask me any questions, you can. But probably shut it down here shortly because I don't think Waterboy is going to be able to connect back with us. He said he was in a bad area, and as soon as he said that, shut down. So, but that's really it for the Boomer Bust. And yeah, guys, good luck to everyone else in fantasy football. For those who are struggling right now, in their leagues, don't give up, don't lay down, keep fighting. I know it's a tough fight, it's weekly. It's not like, it kind of sucks. That's the thing about football. It's weekly. It's not every day. It's not like, okay, wake up tomorrow and we'll do it again. No, you got to sit on that loss for a whole week until you have another opportunity to get a win. And if you're on a bad team, obviously losing 3 or 4 weeks in a row, that's a freaking month of losing. Obviously you feel like a loser. So, but don't give up, keep it going. I've seen people turn around records all the time in fantasy football. So don't give up. I'm going to keep looking at the questions. Is my team a bust after Henry injury? I don't think so, man. Obviously, you can start making some moves, maybe riskier moves that you wouldn't have done if you had Henry. So maybe look at some of your other studs, and maybe you could, make your team a little bit more depth heavy instead of star heavy. Obviously, when your stars go down, you might have to switch your strategy around. So that is my knowledge of the day for you on fantasy football. Anyway, Laces Podcast. Week 9. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in Week 10. Good luck to everyone except for you, J-Bunk. I'm playing him this week. You're going down. Go screw yourself. Have a good night, guys.